smack in the middle of where the original 1978 Halloween movie was filmed. The Halloween 45 Years of Terror convention screamed its way into Pasadena with one of the largest gatherings of Halloween actors, producers, and fans ever. We're talking about Nick Castle, PJ Souls, Nancy Loomis, Dick Warlock, John Graham, Will Sandan, James Jude Courtney, and so many more, plus a sea of Michael Myers. They all showed up, and they showed and demonstrated that the fervor for John Carpenter's creation is as strong as ever. In other words, like our dear beloved Dr. Loomis said, evil never dies. We take you inside the panels and the top moments of the event this week on The Scare Guy Show. Welcome, everybody. There we go. My name is Jim. I am one of your horror hosts here on The Scare Guy. Who else we got with me tonight?
Hey, everybody. It's Cheeseman here with scareguy.com and a screenwriter as well.
We're both a couple of filmmakers, screenwriters here, and that's why we are so excited. This is, and those of you who may have watched our show in the past, oh, wait. Ben's not here, but this week, Blood Good. Hey, Kat, good to see you. Real good to see you. For those of you who have watched our show in the past, you know that Halloween is perhaps my favorite horror film franchise. I just love at least in the early years, the elegance of it and the thrill. And I know, Cheeseman, you've grown to love this film just as much as I have, I think.
Well, no one beats Jim. I will say that.
Anyways, so we don't want to spend a lot of time with me and Luke chatting about it because we actually have a whole lot of inside the convention video clips to show you guys. And but first, before we do, Cheeseman, real quick, give us your 15 to 20 second evaluation of the weekend.
Well, it was we went to the 40th anniversary, and I will say the 45th just really like up the level, like the guest. I'm not sure if John Carpenter. Did you look to see if he actually showed up on Sunday?
I don't know. People were talking that he might be there Sunday. I don't know if he was there.
Okay, but just the level of the people that came there, the panels, seeing Nick Castle on a panel talk about the original Halloween was great, and just I feel like the crowds were there too, so I feel like the convention style's back. But Sean Clark did a good job putting this together.
Sean Clark and Horror Hound, they were the hosts. By the way, hello Lily, so good to see you. So yeah, we and folks might be wondering why we didn't advertise the show tonight. It's because we just did the convention like not yesterday, but the day before. I'm on my way to Florida tomorrow to go to Halloween Horror Nights Orlando. So we'll be bringing you the inside scoop from there as well. So it's just been kind of a really busy week. Anyways, just real quick, before we jump into the videos, we just want to show you some of the photos from the convention itself. Here, Cheeseman, you took this photo. This was really cool. What is this?
It's a group of Michael Myers there. So there was a lot of Michael Myers cosplays from several different films. So in the photo, you'll see Michael's from the original with kind of the greenish type suit. You'll see, I'm sure some of those are also, I can see part 2 in there. And then you even have some of the later, the part 4 mask, and then also the newer remakes. And not sure, there could be even some Rob Zombie in there as well.
But then this guy shows up.
Yeah, and then the most current Michael Myers actor and stuntman, it was there too.
Yep, that was Courtney. I'm my way, James Jude Courtney. There were so many people there; it's kind of hard. And this was just outside walking in, but one of the coolest panels of the weekend, of course, and we're going to show you quite a bit from that. Is we got a shot here from the 45th anniversary panel of Halloween 1978. And it's really cool to see these folks back all together again. Also, a couple of other shots. What is this?
That was a Stranger Things mashup with the Chips Ahoy or Chips Ahoy.
Yep, Chips Ahoy.
Yeah, from Stranger Things mixed with Michael Myers. Well, with the newer Michael Myers. So it's
this is a cool shot right here. For those of you who are listening, Luke, describe what we're looking at.
That's a very good cosplay of Loomis with a safe cap gun with the orange tip, just so you know, when you're at the convention, you're safe.
That's right. And this was a cool setup they had for people to take pictures. Look, it's the original Michael Myers house set up, and there's myself and Cheeseman, and we got the pumpkin over there.
Yeah, they had several photo ops there that you could take some cool pictures, and that was kind of the main one, had the pumpkins
Yep.
and all that from the original, the light up one. I think that Trick or Treat Studios or some other people have been producing.
Right.
You have one from part 3 featuring the masks from that one.
That's right. And then one more picture before we jump into two more pictures. This right here, and we have a couple of video clips from this panel. This is a collection of the actors and stuntmen who have portrayed Michael Myers through the years, for over 45 years, in all the different versions, the franchises from the original, part 2. There's Dick Warlock. You see him down there on the end. Nick Castle's not in this photo, but they do have the actors.
And some of them were stunts too. Did you say?
Yeah,
some of
stunts.
them? Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stunts. So this was a great panel, and we have a couple of them there at the end that we're going to let you hear them talk about what they did to portray this. And this is, I just thought that was a cool. And then of course, just to prove that it's a never-ending legacy that's going to continue. These 4 Michael Myers. Look, did you see them when they started dancing?
I did not.
Yeah, they started dancing, and then they got this little kid out there dressed up like Michael Myers. I guess it could be argued that this is a little demented. We have probably like a 6-year-old boy playing a serial killer, but his folks were so proud. Anyways, I thought that was a lot of fun.
I mean, there's aspects I would say of Halloween that could appeal to a young. I mean, it's too scary, I would say, but the fact that it doesn't have blood, but some of the adult type situations I don't think is appropriate. But I think like a late kid, like in elementary school or early middle school, like having, kind of that boogeyman kind of mentality or ghost story element to it, which the movie has, is fitting, but probably not this tall, but
it's a bit much,
I guess.
And I kind of like, and Lily, I think the first 2 films are by far the greatest films in the franchise. I agree with you on that one. And a lot of folks like to call it the sister trilogy at part 1, part 2, and then H2O 20 years later. I really liked part 4, Halloween 4, and then 5 wasn't terrible, but then 6 kind of went off the rails. That's the one with Paul Rudd and the Man in Black, and I wasn't a great fan. And we just watched it the other day, Luke, with Brad, the Resurrection. Well, we watched
H2O, and then we watched the beginning of Resurrection.
And I got to tell you, that opening of Resurrection, that's like 20 minutes long. That's the longest opening.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, this is a long opening, so I'm not going to waste any more time. So what the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go through a series of videos and just kind of, we can't, Amanda, love it that you're here. Hello, we're talking Halloween tonight. Yeah. Oh, and then, Lily, part 3 was kind of weird. But you know what? It's weird. Halloween 3 has become like a cult classic for so many people right now.
I think if you look at it more as just like not part of the franchise, but as a Halloween movie, and kind of, I mean, there are elements of it that are very interesting, but it's just that it's attached to this series that makes it not feel as good. But it could just be kind of independent of that, I think. And I feel like it has over time established a fan base that way.
All right, here we go, guys. Let's see if this works.
Hey, this is Jim with the Scare Guys Show. I'm here with Cheeseman on the Couch, who's filming right now. We are here in Pasadena at the Pasadena Convention Center here at the Halloween 45 Years of Terror. Is a convention celebrating all things Halloween, our favorite movie from 1978, but it's a celebration of the entire franchise. You have actors, writers, producers here from every piece of the franchise. You have the guys from Blumhouse here. You've got Drankus here. You have the producers that are talking about it, and there's also information about what's ahead in the Halloween franchise. All kinds of things on the floor to see. If you guys love Halloween, this is the place to be. We'll take you inside. All right, let's go.
All right. Hey, I don't know, Luke, if you can make us disappear so that it's full screen when that comes back up. I probably have to do that on my side over here, but I will try my best to do it this time. Anyways, that was the introduction, and that was outside. The thing that's interesting, oh, wait, we got to say this. Amanda, thank you for the awesome birthday present, Luke Cheeseman. By the way, Amanda had the coolest birthday. That was so much fun. Amanda, you had the best party. That was so much fun over there.
Yeah.
All right. So we are
doing some Green Day.
All right. So it's a little bit clunky, but all right, here we go. So this right here is Luke is about to take us inside the convention center.
Hey everyone, it's Cheeseman here at the Pasadena Convention Center at the Halloween 45th anniversary. So we are in the middle of the floor. We're basically in the kind of the autograph section, and there's some great vendors here as well with a lot of Halloween and other kind of themed stuff around it. So definitely a great crowd, better than even the 40th anniversary that we saw recently, and 45 is off to a good start.
Yeah, the thing is cool. We're walking here in where the autograph sections are right now, and here's Danielle Harris from Halloween 4 and 5, and she's really made a career out of herself. And we're not gonna. Over here is Anthony Michael Hall. Remember?
Spoiler.
Halloween Kills. There's Danielle Harris. Keep going. Let's keep going.
I said a stupid spoiler. I'm trying to cover
cool.
it up.
It's cool to be at these conventions where all these fans are here, and they get to see all the people from the different parts of the Halloween franchise. And as we walk through, it's kind of hard because it's so crowded here right now. So, but it is kind of cool. Let's walk over this way just a little bit. I just want to give people an idea of kind of what
the place has been good with getting different food vendors. They got the drinks here on the floor so you can carry around. So it's been a very fun and floor to navigate, and they've really have a lot of guests here.
We're not going to be able to go down this aisle because it is so crowded, but come over just a little bit. There is Judith Myers herself, Sandy Johnson over there. She's sitting next to, let me see, she's on the same aisle with Nick Castle, with PJ Souls, and let me see, let's keep going. There's John, who are we seeing? John Michael Graham, who was the boyfriend of PJ Souls' character in Halloween. He's the guy that, he got killed downstairs and stuck on the wall. I'm just kind of looking around right now, getting.
But the lines have been insane, especially for people like Nick Castle, and also.
She's the nurse from Halloween 2. That's awesome. I love her.
And the line for the Loomis and the Rob Zombie ones. What was his name? That was our favorite actor from Franklin and Bash.
No. Okay. Oh my gosh, Malcolm. Oh, I can't remember his name right now. He played Dr. Loomis in the Rob Zombie series. You know what? We should be. Jamie, what's the name of the guy who played Dr. Loomis in the Rob Zombie series?
Well, Malcolm McDowell.
Malcolm McDowell, one of my favorite. Clockwork Orange and everything. Oh my gosh, that guy's a legend. So let's go this way. Let's get out of the crowd here. We're gonna navigate.
And they've tried to keep a lot of. They've put a lot of the cast from the different movies together, so they've made it easier to kind of be able to, if you want multiple autographs. And there's a lot of cool prints that I've seen people going around and then having different actors sign, because the art's really good here for this convention.
I'll be honest with you, this exclusive poster right here from the Halloween convention is one of the best Halloween posters I've ever seen in my life. That is just an amazing poster right there. I'll check out this Michael Myers playing the pinball, and he's got the poster right there as well. All right, let's keep going. And even though we're at the Halloween convention, one of the best Lost Boys posters I've ever seen is right here. Check this out. Cheeseman, you're the one who found this one. They got the two versions of it already sold out. Oh my gosh.
I love the pink one.
I do too. It looked great under a black light. So we're going to keep walking a little bit. For those of you who aren't watching, if you're just kind of listening on the podcast, we are walking through the main floor of the convention right now. Those of you who have been to horror conventions, you know the drill. This convention, though, is packed with all the actors from the entire Halloween franchise. If you are a fan of the Halloween series, this is the place. Oh, I just love it. Oh, check out the posters over here. Oh, and also these light boxes down here. You want to, well, let's not walk down there, but still. All right, wait. Let's get over here. There's not a lot of, I don't know what to say about it. Just tons and tons of merchandise. Cool.
Lots of masks, lots of shirts, tons of shirts, and also even like figurines and all sorts of.
We have a cool interview coming up right here.
Yeah, art, clothing.
Oh, these folks, hey, Hey, so we're walking through and seeing the floor right now. I came through earlier. These guys, I saw their Archie. Look at these are the Archie comics mixed with the Halloween story. Can you guys tell us about this real quick?
Yeah, they've been a tremendous partner. We're all big horror fans. We've had a horror imprint at Archie, whether you know or not. We've had a horror imprint for 10 years. Started out with Afterlife with Archie, and we've been going very strong through that time period. And it just made sense to expand beyond that point. And now we've been able to work with Trancast and Compass, and now we have these two beautiful, amazing prints for the anniversary.
So if folks are not able to make it out here to the convention this weekend, shame on you guys, it's awesome. Where can they get their hands on this, the Archie themed Halloween story? Or what are you calling it?
Well, we actually have fun names for them. This is called Hedge Heroines, and this is called Shape Stalk Sabrina. They are exclusive to the show. There's only 200 of them, and they are going. So can't make it out here. I do apologize. But, hey, maybe if you guys make enough racket, we might be able to get them to a wider audience or get you more stuff in the future.
Well, where can folks follow what you guys do, regardless if they're at the show or not?
Follow us easy, archiehorror.com.
archiehorror.com. Thank you guys so much. Love the prints here. They're exclusive to the show. If you guys aren't here, sucks to be you. All right, this is very cool. Very cool.
That was really cool. Those were really cool prints, and we started to do another interview down there, though I'm gonna kind of skip over that a little bit. But we have just two short things. Luke, I want your buddy Monster Tees. We do have an interview with them that I really do want to get to. And Eric, he was kind of nervous. We kind of caught him off guard and just kind of snuck up on him. But also, there's a cool novelization, a graphic with a lot of illustrations inside it that I think would be really cool to take a look at that. Let me see. I have it right here. And it's not that. It's not. And go. This is really cool.
Hey, we're here at the convention. We got some cool books here that we wanted to talk to the guys in charge of the books. It's this Halloween Illustrated. It's not out yet, right? If you guys could tell us about this book that's coming out.
So it's a full reprint of the original movie novelization by Curtis Richards, who is actually Richard Curtis. Been out of print for over 40 years, so we've put it back in print with now fully illustrated by this gentleman to my left, Orlando Aracena.
Yeah, it was quite an honor to team up with Printed in Blood and Compass International to do an illustrated storybook of the novel, which nobody's read since '78. So it was a huge honor. You know, I've actually went to go see the movie back in '78 as a kid, and coming full circle to do the illustrated booklet is just beyond being real, man. It's just an insane feeling.
So how do people this is not out yet. How do people order this book? Where do they order it at?
They can just go to printedinblood.com and order it right off our web store. It'll be up for pre-order until the H45 exclusive cover will be up for order until the end of business tomorrow, October 1st. And then after that, just the regular cover will be available, and it'll be continue until it ships in January.
Hey, are these the covers up there right now? So that's the regular cover there, and that's the exclusive one right there. Thank you guys so much. We look forward to seeing the book. Right.
Those guys are super cool. And what's cool about that is I didn't realize the novelization of Halloween, the novelization was printed back when the movie came out. I remember when I first watched Star Wars, I got the novel as a little kid to watch it as well. But what's cool is, so this is the first time that this novelization has been released, and it's been released with all these cool, graphic illustrations. All right, Luke, we're going to show your interview with Monster Tees. Can you, real quick, pitch Monster Tees? Who are they? Oh, Luke, sorry, Luke, you're on mute. Let's unmute you. You got to unmute yourself.
Monster Tees is a great friends of ours. They did shirts like this. They're big fans of Halloween. They're big fans of Nightmare on Elm Street and also Friday the 13th, all sorts of the main iconic characters. So it's spelled Monster, Tease. They have great stuff. Check out their Instagram. Check out their website. They have lots of specials that come at different times of the year, and they're having some other releases coming up soon. So definitely keep a lookout. And even we're gonna have some surprises announced on this. So
That's right. Check them out right here.
Hey, it's Cheeseman here wearing my old school Monster Tees Michael Myers shirt at the 45th anniversary of Pasadena Convention Center. I'm here with my good friend Eric, founder, owner of Monster Tees, one of our favorite shirts that we love to wear and talk about on our show. Eric, how has the convention been for you so far?
Good. It's a great turnout right now. So many people, and it's been like that all day long. Definitely a great show.
Lots of horror fans, and as you can see with the shirts, I mean, all your favorite killers. We got Freddy Krueger, we got Jason Voorhees, Leatherface, and Scream. We got Ghostface, Chucky, all that, and we also have stickers, earrings. And so, are the earrings new? Is that something newer you've been doing?
Yeah, it's something a little bit. Maybe a few months ago, we just started doing the earrings just for all our female, and I guess other people.
Female or male. These are awesome. Yeah, awesome earrings. Yeah. So what's new? What's the newest here for the event? Would you say?
As far as what I'm carrying right now.
Yeah, what you got selling here?
Friday the 13th, Part 5. Did that for next month's Friday the 13th, October. It's going to be our next.
Which features Part 5 with Corey Feldman on there, which is a kind of a rare thing. You don't normally see that in a very dynamic pose that you got with Jason. And also the slasher mask, that's fairly new, isn't it?
That's definitely new. That was one before the Jason version, but yes.
Very cool. And anything else people could be looking out for leading up to Halloween?
Just check out monstertees.com. I have so much stuff on my mind right now as far as like getting things out. I couldn't even tell you.
Any kind of fandoms or things you can tease that you might be coming from, like maybe different, like, oh, there's more Michael Myers, more Jason, or more of this?
I'll tell you, a lot more clowns.
A lot more clowns.
Yeah, a lot more clowns if you can figure out what that one is.
Might sound kind of Pennywise-ish. We'll see.
Circus clowns, maybe.
Circus clowns. Okay.
And we were teasing a little bit of that creature in the water. Me and you were talking about him.
Maybe a shark. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, where can people find you?
You can Instagram me at MonsterTees, or we can do monstertees.com. And that's tease as in Tease.
Now, final question. Have you had any of the people, so we're here at the Halloween convention, have any of the cast or filmmakers of the movies come by your booth?
Not yet, but hopefully still early. We got the rest of today and tomorrow, so hopefully I'll be seeing somebody.
Well, you have awesome stuff. Again, here is my Michael Myers shirt. I have several, but Monster Tees does some of the best Michael Myers and horror shirts that you can see out there. So check out Monster Tees. Happy Halloween.
That's cool. That's a great interview. Eric's such a good guy, and it's cool to see him. Like during COVID, I think that he was probably, he was kind of hurting because he did all the conventions were going. But I'd love to see it. But I should have worn I have a couple of Monster Tees t-shirts myself. All right, Cheeseman, what we're going to do next, and because we don't want to go too long tonight, we want to kind of keep this quick and going. We're going to go inside a few of the panels and get some of the biggest moments from these panels. But first, before we do, I just want to show everybody. Let me do this. Our solo layout. This is the commemorative special program that they put out at the convention. This is from Horror Hound, and it's kind of cool because the main part, they go through the entire Halloween franchise and show you all the filming locations. Sean Clark, who is one of the big engines behind this convention and helped to organize it, he has something called Horror's Hallowed Ground, and it's basically he takes people on a tour of all the best filming locations for movies, and I just think this is one of the coolest commemorative magazines I've seen at a horror convention. This is just so cool. Cheeseman, you got something cool.
I did. There was a great metal designer that did different things. He did a lot of like the Halloween or the different kind of fandoms that I mentioned before earlier, the classic 80s and 70s type thing. But they had this really cool Jaws
That is
one. It's
amazing.
also like bendable, so you can make the jaws stick out as much. But this is painted metal, and well, actually, it's metal, but then it's painted where the jaws type is. So this is great for hanging on the wall, and even looks cool just floating in the air. So
I love it.
very well
Woohoo!
designed. This guy's out of Texas, so a lot of these people commute from out of state, and hopefully it was a successful weekend for him. Sounds like it might have been.
All right, this is what we're gonna do. The first thing we're going to do, we are one of the first panels that we were able to see is when a lot of the actors and stunt actors who portrayed Michael Myers were all together on one stage, and it was really kind of cool. And let me see, we have it right there. We go. All right. So we're not able, just because of time and everything, we can't show you everybody, but this is kind of cool hearing some of these actors talk about their time portraying Michael Myers in their portion of the franchise. Here's the first one.
Yeah, so I have a different story here. Mine's a little bit of the George P. Wilbur approach of why do I care what happened before, and it's not my fault. When I was in the production meeting, they were talking amongst themselves and saying we're not going to do what came before. So when I landed the role, I'm like, we're not doing what came before. Why should I watch any of them? So I didn't. So I had to kind of discover on my own the pacing of this character and the intent that you need in the scenes. So Michael is not in a hurry, but he's going to get you. Okay, he's coming and it's just relentless. And I landed on, and you guys have probably heard this, I landed on like a big cat. If you've ever seen a tiger lock eyes on prey, it's frightening. So I would do that, and I would growl under my breath inside the mask and lock on whoever it was and very deliberately come after them. It's a challenge, you guys, when you've got no dialogue, no facial expression, and just your physicality. And the mask gives you a portion of what you need, but if you don't have intent behind it, it doesn't work. And I really had to learn that kind of on the fly. But I had one advantage, which is a horrible story from day one of filming, where we were at the rest stop, and the girl and the mother were doing the exterior scene, and they run up to the bathroom, and the women's room is locked, so they go in the boys' room.
So this is the 2018 Halloween.
Their shot is to go up, jiggle the door, it doesn't open, they start over, and then they were going to cue me, and I was going to crack the door open.
Attention Halloween 45. In 10 minutes, the Halloween 3 panel will be beginning with the legend himself, Mr. Tom Atkins. Again, at 1 o'clock in the next 10 minutes, the Halloween 3 panel.
I'm going to stop right there because we never recovered from that. I was wrong. That was not the 2018. That was the actor who portrayed. That was H2O, wasn't it? The mother and the daughter in the bathroom, or was that 2018? Luke, you're on mute.
Yes, that was an H2O scene.
That was H2O. Yeah. So that was the actor who portrayed Michael Myers in the H2O. And just real quick, these are the stunt actors who portrayed. I think this is from Halloween 6, which was 5 and 6. Let me see. This is the last one right here from this panel we're going to show, and because it's really cool.
I essentially watched all the Halloweens and then went back to the first two because I think Nick and Dick they're my Michael Myers. When I think of Michael Myers, that's who I think of. I thought the sequel was as good a sequel as I'd ever seen. If it had been the first movie, it would have been just as popular as the original. I just studied Nick and Dick's movements. I wanted to ape and emulate them as closely as possible because I just found them to be so creepy. You know, I mean, the guy is just so purposeful and methodical, slow and certain, but you know, eventually he's going to catch you and kill you.
Same thing. I pretty much just rented 3 or 4 of the films to get an idea. when I went in to try out for the part, you know, George Wilbur and I both did 6. One of the things they made me do was that scene where I think Dick was talking about it, where you sit up and the head turns. I wasn't in really good shape. That's not easy to do. You're not used to that. Another thing I really liked was I tried to add a little bit of flair myself, like I said, when I lifted up my hands. That was kind of being tilted ahead and then pushed her on the thing. Maybe show just an ounce of compassion. And one of the best things about that is over the years I've done a lot of prosthetics where I had to wear stuff, 4 or 5 hours of makeup, and you're stuck wearing it all day. You're literally eating through a straw during lunch and stuff. And Michael Myers, it was nice to be able to take that mask off in between scenes.
Cool. And that was a cool panel. And we're gonna kind of like go pretty quickly through here. Cheeseman, is there anything that stood out to you from that panel before we jump to the next one?
Well, it stood out that Nick Castle wasn't there, which
This is true.
maybe we'll get to, but I thought it was really cool I kind of wished I would have been there a little sooner. We were doing another podcast, so we were running a little late, but it was really cool to see them all on stage because it really kind of showed like, wow, this character has really been portrayed so many times, and it sounds like the life of Michael Myers will keep continuing on for years. But it was cool hearing different stories and seeing all the different all shapes and sizes of Michael Myers from due to kind of, you know, there's kind of because Michael Myers started out as more average height.
Yep.
But then some of them got really tall, and then some of, you know, and then I think depending on stunts, you know, there's different heights and all that. But so it's kind of cool to see kind of the you know, the different type of people they've had portraying over the years.
Yeah.
But definitely one of the coolest, you know, Halloween panels you could see. Like I think it's a rare thing for them to all get together like that.
I love it. I just love that they were doing that. So this next panel we're going to jump into, we're only going to show you inside a couple of these panels. This next one was really cool. And I got too many things open on my desktop right now. The reason that this one was cool, as we all know, the original Halloween movies, they were produced and shepherded, and because the custodian of them was I'm going to have the son of the, I apologize. I'll look it up while we start showing this clip. The son of the original producer, his name, Malik Akkad. It's a family from Egypt, but they are the current owners / executive producers / custodians of the Halloween franchise. And it was cool to hear him talk about how they were able to maneuver the Halloween franchise, how they almost lost it during the Weinstein debacle, and they were trying to get it back, and how they wanted to, it finally got to where it is right now. So here is the Mr. Malik Akkad, and it's not the easiest always to understand, but it's really cool when he talks about what was the original plan for the new Halloween trilogy and how it came about.
Good question I'm not prepared for. I remember going out with Jim Courtney after we finished shooting the reshoots, and we got really drunk after we did that. The nice thing was that, you know, he gets kind of mobbed now in a lot of places he goes, and so it was nice being able to operate in anonymity and have fun with him. And that was a good bonding experience, but paid for it for a few days later. I would say it goes to Jamie, because 3 films, you know, we didn't know. Actually, in the script, in the original Halloween in 2018, she dies. And similar conversations, Jamie, we don't really want you to die. Oh, Malik, I'm doing fine, so that's it. And we were shooting, and it's in the script. And I would go to her trailer, Jamie, you know, you're the hero, we don't really want you to die. Oh, Malik, that's it. Enough of those trips, and then she goes, oh, maybe I'll talk to David. And then I get a call a day later, and David said, I'm thinking of a way to keep her alive. Yes. So the whole experience with Jamie, I have to say, because she's just amazing. And when you, as a producer, you get to set, you see the drivers, you go to every department, makeup, hair. All I hear all day, not made up, how amazing is Jamie? Jamie's the most genuine, she's the most thoughtful, we love her. loved every department constantly all day. And that's wonderful for a producer to hear. And all I can say all day is, I know. And so she is beloved by the crew, and we're always Team Jamie. So I guess that's sort of my memory. Thank you.
I guess what was so interesting about that, did you hear what he said there, Luke? Everyone else acted like as they knew the original script called for Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode to be killed in the original 2018 Halloween, and she was all on board for it. I did, but gradually throughout the development of the script and making the film, they decided she was going to stay alive, which I'm happy about. So
yeah, which we've spoken. I have thoughts about the trilogy. I feel like it would have ended well had they kept it seeming like the ending was what it was on the 2018 and
one and done.
The second and third just kind of went more and more downhill as they went, I would say.
Yep. And I just want to say hello, Andy. I didn't know you were doing something tonight. I was playing Dead Space 2, and then Brad said the same thing. He didn't know we had it. To tell you the truth, guys, we didn't promote a time for the show tonight because me and Luke were scrambling we didn't know if we were going to be able to have a show tonight. It was kind of it's been a busy time. Anyways, so I'm only going to show one more clip from the Malik Akkad. By the way, his father, Mustafa Akkad, who was the shepherd of the series for so long, who tragically died in a terrorist attack, and that's an awful thing. But his son has taken up the mantle and is carrying on the series, which I think is fantastic. And this is kind of cool. The clip we're going to skip is he kind of was having fun and making fun of people who were pitching him ideas for the series. One of them called Halloween Bloodlines, where Laurie Strode's blood is donated to a bunch of people, and Michael Myers starts tracking down everybody who has her blood to kill them. He's like, yeah, okay, no, hung up on that. Thank goodness he hung up on that one. But here he is, I don't know, talking a little bit.
I don't think it's as strange as him being part of some weird cult thing that controls him. I feel they've maybe said yes to some things just as bad. So I want to be like, oh, the blood,
I know,
everything kind of like smelling of a shark.
I'll be honest with you, even that part 6 though, there's parts of part 6 that I liked. I'm never gonna say it's my favorite of the franchise. It's definitely not, but it's there's some cool stuff about part 6 I liked. All right, here's Malik talking about the future. All right,
the future.
Definitely it's new heights that we're at now, and Michael has just become American lexicon, and that is fun, and it's kind of a beast sometimes to even try and ride that thing. My guy right here, and this is for me the best. This celebration of it and seeing all you guys, so that just somehow makes me feel like we're doing our job. Where it goes, I can tell you one thing: it's going to stay at that elevated level. We're going to keep it quality. You don't please everyone, I know, all the time, but we got some really cool stuff coming that I know this base is gonna really love. So, time frame, you mentioned. There was all these rumors last week. I don't know where they started, but there's always a kernel of truth, I will say, and so we're working on it. We're working on a lot of things in the works right now. Just take a little while. So things will be dropping. I guess watch this space. We got fun stuff coming. We might have a big one before Halloween, actually, the holidays. So yeah.
I think that was the biggest news that I was really excited about. Like, the future is coming. They're already talking about where the Halloween franchise goes. And I know there are some of you out there who are groaning, like, oh, what?
Well, I think they want people to forget about Halloween Ends as quickly as possible.
He kind of insinuated that.
Where they Batman and Robin Michael Myers.
I know. But he said that we might be getting news about the future of Halloween before Halloween 2023. So that's in the next 3 or 4 weeks here. So that's kind of exciting news. Yeah. Lily said she was just sad that they killed off Tommy. Yeah, that's what I was saying. And I was trying to cover it up. When we went by and saw Anthony Michael Hall. Spoiler alert, guys. I said,
I don't think anyone cares that you spoil Halloween Ends.
I know. No, it's
I like
Halloween
to
Kills.
pretend it never existed.
It was Halloween Kills.
Oh,
when
Kills. That's
Tommy
right.
was killed off at the end. All right.
Yeah.
By the way, the actor who played the new young actor the new killer who faced off with Jamie and Halloween Ends, he was there, and he was actually a kind, as Patrick would say, a lovely human being. So I don't think we should judge him by if we felt he had good material to work with or not. Anyways, we're going to end the show tonight by going inside the best panel, the panel that everybody was kind of there for. And this is the panel celebrating Halloween 1978, John Carpenter's original masterpiece. Andy, if you were here right now, I would smack you upside the head. What do you mean you haven't seen Halloween? You rush out, see it right now. Go see Halloween. This panel might, some of these clips might spoil you just a little bit. But here we go, because we probably do have a more than a few clips here. I want to get to this panel fairly quickly. Cheeseman, you would agree this was the best panel of the day?
Oh yeah, and with especially who was there.
Okay, here we go. Here is who was there.
So this is who I am, and this is who you are. We love this town, and we love this holiday, and we sure as hell love this movie. It's the perfect embodiment of everything that represents the holiday. There's something about the way evil is personified in this film that is completely timeless. Sadly, the synopsis of this movie reads like a CNN headline these days, but there's an underlying mythology, even in the simplicity of the story, that keeps us coming back for more every year. And we all showed up today for it. I'm very honored to introduce this cast today, and I want to hear you guys tear the roof off this place as we bring them up, okay? She totally impressed us with her famous squealing. The beautiful PJ Souls.
PJ Souls is first up. That's Linda.
And yes. And how about the gorgeous, sharp-witted sheriff's daughter, Nancy Loomis Kais.
My mistake. I called her Nancy Loomis. I mean, she was Nancy Loomis. That's right. She got married. Annie.
Thank you for being here, Nancy. Due to the... Sorry. I'm sorry if there's children present. In fact, my child is present. Earmuffs. Due to the magic of editing, not only did he make love to Linda in about a minute and a half, but he stuck around in the kitchen for a while. That's my only dad joke. Ladies and gentlemen, John Michael Graham.
Bob.
Now here's a guy that made children in clown costumes horrifying until the end of time. Ladies and gentlemen, Will Sandan. Now, her brave performance reminded us all that nudity in horror films will be the first thing that's punished. And her headstone was apparently light enough to carry across town and up some stairs. The gorgeous Sandy Johnson. Are we missing someone? I think we're going to need one more chair. Now, this man needs no introduction. The OG boogeyman, and there's only one of them. From the band the Coupe de Villes, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Castle.
It was cool to see how everybody loved Nick Castle. He is still the OG. We do have quite a few clips. The ones we don't get to tonight, we will be releasing on Instagram and Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter. We'll try to gather everything down together as a package here. But let me just grab a couple of other things. Cheeseman, real quick, was there any part of the panel that kind of stood out to you? We might have a clip of it.
It was just cool seeing them together. I mean, Nick Castle being on the panel, that was my first time seeing him on a panel there. So it was great seeing him there. I think PJ Souls, she's always, I think, one of the best, kind of most entertaining ones to watch and well-spoken out of the group and stuff. And the guy who played Bob he's always interesting and entertaining as well. So
you talked about PJ. Here she is right here.
Totally.
I've been Carrie, and I think John obviously had seen it, and so he asked me to come in and audition. And usually you read with a casting person, but I read with John. And afterwards, when I finished the scene that I read with him, he said, "Do you want to do this part?" And I went, "Absolutely." I should have said totally. But I did say, why did you pick me? And he said, "Because you're the only one that read the word totally right." And I said, "Well, how else would you say it?" And he said, "Well, that's why you got the part." And then he asked me to wait and to help him select the three guys, someone to play my boyfriend. And I fell in love with John Michael Graham, and I said, "He's my Bob."
Very cool. Very cool. One of the others that gave a really cool answer, we are going to John and Sandy. This says John, who is the boyfriend, and Sandy here at the end. This is kind of cool.
Instantly. I was a young actor also, and went back.
This is Bob.
After audition, and luckily PJ finally came in, and that's why I'm here. Thank you, and my girlfriend PJ, who's the best. You all know that.
I was 7 years old. I did a couple commercials and some print. Then I auditioned for the role of Tommy Doyle. Got a call back, read one of the lines. Then they asked me to do a scary face. Next day they said, "You got the job," and that was pretty much it. I showed up on a Friday, filmed that scene. It was there all day. Once it got to nighttime, we shot the scene and took about 5 or 10 takes, and then that was it. 6 months later, saw the movie, and 45 years later.
By the way, that was Will Sandan, who did not play the part of Tommy Doyle, even though he auditioned for it. He was young Michael Myers.
Hi there. It's nice to see everybody here.
This is Judith Myers.
All right. Well, I was a model. That's where I started out. And I was a Playboy model. And I was So I came out and I interviewed in one of the houses. I wish I could remember which one, but it was one of the houses that they were filming Halloween in at the same time. And they had me scream and read some lines, and a couple days later, they said I had been cast as Judith Myers, and I am very happy that happened.
And we don't have time to play the clip of Sandy Johnson's story. We did a podcast with her. I encourage you to go back and check it out. What we'll try to do is resurface that podcast. But Sandy Johnson, she went on into special education. She got her PhD in teaching for special education. And 5 years ago, for the 40th anniversary of Halloween, do you guys remember there was all these messages went out on social media? We're looking for Judith Myers. We're looking for Sandy Johnson, the actress who played Judith Myers. Nobody knew where she was because, she had left the industry, and she showed up at the event. And we'll let that we'll release that in social media. But her reaction when she was sitting there with PJ Souls, and all of a sudden she looked up and saw all these people come in. She goes, "What is this?" She had no idea that the movie had become so popular. So, sorry, I'm kind of skipping through this, Cheeseman. What do you remember? Is there any other section that you remember particularly that we need to grab? Otherwise, I have a couple of them here.
Do you have anything from Nick Castle that you want to play?
Yes, I do. Right here.
I was a classmate of John Carpenter's in 1967, 68. That makes me 812?
It's good math.
At the University of Southern California Film School, so we were film department mates, made movies together. I was the beach ball monster in Dark Star, if anybody ever saw that. You should, by the way, John Carpenter fans should go back and take a look at that if you haven't seen it already. It's pretty hilarious. And then when John was doing this movie, he kind of got off. Everyone wanted to be a writer-director. He managed to figure it out first. And when he was shooting this down near Laurel Canyon, some of you probably went by those houses yesterday, as a matter of fact. I lived pretty close to there and went down to the set before he started filming and said, "I'm going to hang out because, when I become a director, then I'll have this tucked in my experience belt." And he said, "Well, okay. Well, why don't you be this guy then here? Here's this mask, put it on, and you'll walk around, kill people, and you'll be here the whole time." I went, "Sounds good." 45 years later.
Amazing. You notice, what did he do after he, see what he did, Luke? After he said 45 years later, took the soda can and drank it. You have a photo of this. What is the photo? Remember?
There's an on-set photo where he lifts up the mask and puts a Dr. Pepper can up to it that I reenacted when I got his signature at the last one 5 years ago.
Yep.
But something I would like to say just about, he was just making it, it was kind of a happy accident. He ended up being Michael Myers. But if you've seen kind of some of the documentary special scenes stuff, his father, Nick Castle's father, was a dancer, and then Nick himself kind of had a special walk, the way he walked, that John Carpenter was kind of drawn to, which kind of became because there is kind of like a gliding or some elegance to the way Michael walks. It isn't just like a normal schlubby way of walking. Like there is kind of this creepy gliding kind of feel. And that was what actually kind of drew John to having Nick kind of take that part of a non-speaking killer that became iconic for so many years. But it all just says, as a filmmaker, if you're helping out your friends or doing different things, you never know what's going to happen, and how being like a filmmaker family, what that can do for your career and stuff. So,
and he
support
really
your
means
friends
it,
that
Nick.
are filmmakers.
Yeah, Nick Castle was a stunt actor, a guy that you never saw his face in the movie, but you go to this convention, this 45th anniversary convention, and the line literally was around. It almost went out of the convention center. Everybody wanted to meet and go get a picture with Nick Castle. All right, real quick, we can't leave without hearing from Nancy Loomis Keys, and she has a couple of things to say. But right here, she talks about that famous music that the first time she heard it from Halloween.
Yeah, what was it like when you first heard it for the first time, any of you?
It really scared me. You know, it was powerful. I realized how powerful it was because I had seen the rough cut without any sound at all, and it was like night and day when the soundtrack was merged with the picture. It was pretty amazing. But the soundtrack itself, I'm so thrilled that so many of you have collected that album and appreciate the music for itself. It's pretty great.
And it was shocking because I didn't really know John was a musician. I guess at the rap party.
This is PJ.
You had a band, the Coop-de-Ville, and they played. I was like, oh, that's cute. They played everyone in the 70s had a band, so it wasn't anything out of the ordinary. But then when we went to the cast and crew screening and the piano started playing, I was like, wow. And then it said music by John Carpenter. I'm like, really? Wow, that's everything. And then realizing, wow, the few times that I did see it on TV at home, and I just turned the sound down just for fun. I go, not as effective. You need that music. So really brilliant. It really amazed me.
Yeah, that was cool hearing them talk about the music. And real quick, we have one last clip from the panel.
Before we go on, just real quick, I just want to say what an impact music makes to a film. Even John Williams showed a clip at one of his concerts of Indiana Jones without the music and just the sound and just how different adding the score is. They did it before and after, and music, especially in adventure or horror, can add such a key component. And John Carpenter did such a brilliant job with that. And I will say one more thing before I forget, that we did see some version of Halloween in black and white, and even kind of doing something like that, just wow, it really even played well due to the high contrast of the film. That was a really cool
Yeah, that
thing.
was with our friend Anthony Massey, he was the producer of Halloween 25 Years of Terror. And he has gone on to produce many projects since then, including The Scream behind the scenes. He has a series out about the paranormal movies, the paranormal
Activity.
I think it was paranormal something. And now he has a series of board games about the killers, about the. So, anyways, Anthony Massey, if we'll have to have you back on the show to talk about your board games because those are so much fun. Anyways. Thank you for saying that, George Lucas. I remember him saying when he was making Star Wars, it was such a thrash and such a hard thing. And the one thing that over-impressed him is when he sat down to hear the music from John Williams. That said, we have one final clip from this panel. Our very own Luca Cheeseman has a question.
Young man in the black shirt.
What was it like working with Jimmy Lee Curtis?
Good question.
We had a lot of fun together, all of us. We spent a lot of time in the trailer, and she was very engaging and a lot of fun.
Yeah, she was. The three of us bonded instantly, like we actually had gone to high school together. We were just giggling all the time, and I just remember Jamie as having a very upbeat and positive attitude, even though she was really sort of terrified that she was doing a bad job and would get fired. I remember she was very nervous about that. But as a one-to-one, girlfriend to girlfriend, she just was delightful. I remember thinking, she was much younger than I was, but I just thought she was just really a cool chick.
Anyone else have a no? Who's that? Sir.
So that was the final clip. You know what? We have one last clip. It's like 30 seconds long. We will end. This will be our final clip. But just to wrap up this, and we'll say goodbye very shortly at the end. One last clip. I do want to show this one. All right.
All brought your A game to your job that day, and it counted. It counts, and it still counts today. It's going to count 5 years from now. It's going to count 100 years from now. So thank you all for bringing your passion and your craft and sharing it with us, everybody. Nick Castle, PJ Souls, Nancy Loomis Keyes, John Michael Graham, Will Sandan, and Sandy Johnson. Come on, let's go. Happy Halloween, everybody. Thank you all for being here.
I just wanted to show that because it's cool. Like 45 years ago, these people made this film, this little low budget $300,000 film. That sounds like a lot of money, but still, and they had no idea 45 years later they'd be sitting in this packed room with adoring fans who just can't wait. Love it so much. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Me and Luke and all of us here at the Scare Guy, we love the movie Halloween. Halloween is back in theaters this year to celebrate its 45th anniversary. Go see it on the big screen. And I can pretty much guarantee you're going to hear us talking about it between now and the end of the Halloween season. So my name is Jim. You can follow me here on the Scare Guy and on all the Scare Guy Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Cheeseman, you can take us out.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Cheese on Couch and on thescareguide.com. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween, everybody.